Good morning, everybody, and happy Canada Day. It's July 1st, so happy birthday, Canada. Today we are heading off to the Grand Tetons. I believe there is a small string of storms off the way I'm heading, so I'll probably get just a little bit damp, but I should drive through it relatively quickly, so let's grab some gas and get on the road.
After devouring a barbecue brisket sandwich for breakfast, I felt I had the fuel to tackle the day. And it's a good thing I did, too. While the scenery is again beautiful, it was a cool, wet morning, so having that heavy-duty sandwich helped keep me a bit warm as I climbed an elevation. I always find the area around Yellowstone to be deceiving. You don't realize how high you are in elevation as you're on a rather high plateau. I started at about 7,000 feet in Dubois, and here I was again getting over 9,500 feet in elevation as I crossed the Continental Divide. The scenery is always great, but a little chilly. Now I bet hell ain't gonna be this cold. As you roll down the highway, you start to catch glimpses of the Tetons framed by the trees lining the highway. When you finally get out of the trees, you can clearly see the mountains from many miles away. I live near the Canadian Rockies, and the Tetons are different, although they are part of the same chain. There's no foothills, they just erupt right out of the earth. The Tetons rise about 7,000 feet above the flat valley floor, hitting close to 14,000 feet in elevation. When planning my trip, part of the reason I stayed in Dubois was so I could hit the Tetons in the morning. This way the sun would be hitting them when I got there. Although the day was a bit overcast and I didn't get direct sunlight on the mountains, they were still gorgeous. I paid $30 to enter Yellowstone and Grand Teton Park. This was so I could ride the Teton Park Road, which gets you a little closer to the mountains. There is some congestion, but generally it's not too bad. I recommend you pay this fee. This road is a great ride, and it's obviously very scenic. The rocks that make up the Tetons are rather old at 2.7 billion years. Now that's only slightly younger than me. However, they weren't formed into mountains until relatively recently, about 70 million years ago. Ah yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. They grow up so fast. Unfortunately, it is time to leave the Tetons behind and start our descent back to hell. I want to beat the crowds and get there first to stake out a good spot. After leaving the tourist mecca of Jackson, I mean the overcrowded hell that is Jackson. Oh wait. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. Anyways, after leaving Jackson, you start climbing up the Teton Pass. This hits over 8,400 feet in elevation and is again a very scenic drive. I feel like I've been on a roller coaster with all the elevation gain and loss on this trip. Man, it's nuts. Highway 31 between Victor and Swan Valley barely shows up on any map. It's just a faint line. However, it is a great road for riding. It's smooth pavement with some nice curves. As I was making my approach to the second part of Hell, I came across this nice rest stop that had a great view of the Snake River. A little peace and contentment. Perhaps my last. It's a nice scenic place. Maybe not as good as the Tetons, but a close second. Again, Hell appears to be in the middle of nowhere. Hell decided to pay Earth a visit about 5,200 years ago. A fissure opened up and 2,000-degree Fahrenheit lava flowed out and eventually covered an area about 162,000 acres in size. Now I think Lucifer was just trying to warm things up a little bit to his liking. I've also heard he keeps a summer home around here, so I'm going to see if I can get a house in the same neighborhood as him.
Well, I made it to Hell's Half Acre in Idaho this time, and it's not as hot here as it was in Wyoming. So this might be a good place for a summer home, and the other one might be a good place for a winter home. Oddly enough, they don't advertise how to get here. You would think Lucifer would want people just showing up and staying, but no, you gotta find your own way here. How very interesting. Oh well. Now we're in for an extra special kind of hell, because for the next 3 or 4 hours we're going to be on the interstate heading north. Hopefully the scenery will be decent, but usually it's not on the interstate.
As promised, there's not much to see. Although I do love watching thunderstorms. I do not love riding through them. It seems like I'm gaining on this one. Now maybe I'll thread the needle and miss it? My luck's never that good. Yeah, damn it. At least I only got the edge of it. And viewing it from a distance makes me happy, because that thing looks really nasty. To my surprise, the scenery on the I-15 isn't that bad. It certainly beats blasting across the prairies on the Trans-Canada.
I am in Helena, and I'm staying here at the Lamplighter Inn and Suites. I got one of 2 last suites, which is pretty cool. So mostly a travel day today. I just blasted along for 4 hours on the interstate. Tired, put a lot of miles on today, but I'm that much closer to home. I will be home tomorrow. Saw some cool sights today. Might get to see a few things tomorrow, but it's mostly going to be a travel day. So let's go see if we can find ourselves some dinner and a beer. Now you got to appreciate a place that provides you with an actual glass mason jar in your little suite here, with a couch, a kitchen. This is a little apartment, and it was really affordable. I love it.